He wanted two more government documents. I have 40 credits,
Yes.
which can be obtained at least for 10 years. For India, this will be through Manila Office of Social Security.
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to have Mr. ShivaSwamy with us today. And I know this is a common question for a lot of people, whether they could qualify and whether they could get Social Security benefits after working for a certain duration in US and moving to India, if you're an Indian citizen especially. So I'm really glad to have Mr. ShivaSwamy with us because he went through this process recently and, more than happy to share the process and how it worked and how he has applied. So I'm really excited about this episode to have these details and can help answer a lot of questions related to this particular topic. With that, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your journey and the process in getting the Social Security retirement benefits after moving to India. So really appreciate for being with us today.
My pleasure, Avinash. More than happy to share the details.
Fantastic. So let's start a bit about, your background, for how long you were there in US, when you moved back, and then we can get into the specific of our topic of conversation today.
Sure. Avinash, I'm ShivaSwamy. I am based in Bangalore. Um, After my engineering and uh, close to a decade of startup efforts, I decided to move to US. It was around the Y2K era, 1999. Mid 1919, I went to US. Um, I I primarily worked on Oracle related technologies for I was in East Coast and sometime in few years in Dallas as well, but mostly on DC area. So I worked there for about 10 years or so, or slightly more than that, up to 2010. I had very clear intentions to come back, and in 2010, uh, beginning of the 2010, I decided to move back, and by April, I was back in India. I landed up in Pune. I joined NVIDIA there, got a transfer, was able to get a transfer to Bangalore after 2 years. So since then, I worked with NVIDIA for 10 years before I took a voluntary retirement.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot for that background. Let's dive into today's topic about applying for Social Security retirement benefits as an Indian citizen living in India once you qualify. So maybe you can walk us through the process, when you started thinking about it or when you started applying and so on.
I have 40 credits,
Yes.
which can be obtained at least for 10 years. You will have to work. I made sure that before I resigned, I had obtained the 40 credits. These credits actually come from the number of years. So in 1999, even if you have got worked for a couple of months, you will be able to get those 4 points. That is a crucial thing. Similarly, in the year of leaving, at least a couple of months, if you work, you will get 4 more credits there.
Yes.
So I basically made sure that I have those 40 points, and I was hoping that once I am past 62, I should be able to apply for the benefits. As soon as I turned 62, I decided to take the benefit, not because I wanted the money immediately, but I wanted to make sure that at least the process gets going, even though the amount that you receive will be a little bit less if you opt for a little bit early.
Yeah. Got it. So how did you go about it? Like, where did you start and whom did you reach out to initiate the process?
I mean, number one, I had those 40 credits, and number two, I had a bank account which was there when I was in US. I had made conscious effort to keep it active. I had updated with my current details, and that account was active. And once this I was eligible for applying. I, I mean, these days they have changed the social security online access also to some other method, and I complied with that and made sure that I have been having the every year I used to download the statement and keep all those statements in handy. And once I was eligible, I we have to apply through the online itself. So I tried to get all the details. I actually reached out to you also with one or two minor clarifications that I needed, but I reached out to my chartered accountant also, and basically it is a straightforward thing. If you are prepared, at least including preparation, it requires about half a day if you have to collect the details that they ask for. Once you apply online, they will schedule an interview process for us. For India, this will be through Manila office of social security. They probably a month or so in advance they will fix the interview date at such and such a time, and exactly promptly on the day and the time the guy called up, and he was very calm and went through the all the details more than 30 minutes. He answered most of the questions, and he was able to uh, basically once all whatever we have submitted the details, he was able to scrutinize on a one-on-one basis, and any clarifications or just changes, minor modifications he made sure that all those things are done, and he sent a written statement of whatever we have discussed.
Got it.
And then they will say that we will need whatever 3 months, or from when do you want to the benefits to start and things of this kind. And but he said that it will take whatever I think about 3 months or so to process. Since the government shutdown was there, I thought it might extend it, but they were able to stick to it, and they decided on the decided date. They got more or less similarly within a couple of weeks they were able to get back. And the benefit that whatever month, if it happens to be early, they will compound it and give it in the right at the beginning.
Got it. And what kind of documentation is required? So if someone is planning to apply later, what are the records? I know you kind of mentioned about the statements that you are keeping handy on an annual basis. Is there some additional documentation or the records that you would suggest for people to keep track or maintain so that it would make the process smooth and easier when they're applying after they become eligible?
See, one thing which came out of blue for me was this Manila office wanted three government documents to say that I was uh, prove the identity sort of thing. Out of the three documents, he told that he is willing to accept one document as Indian passport for which carried my travel or stay stamps in US. So that was my old expired passport. I had that. That was one. But in addition to that, he wanted two more government documents. It was a little bit difficult for me. I was not prepared for it. For a long time, I kept the payslips of those 1990s and 2000s, but then I thought, why I'm keeping all this paper stuff? It is not required. So I threw them off or destroyed them. But he the second thing, second document, what I thought was an employment certificate from whoever I worked during those years. Fortunately for me, that company was still existing, and I reached out to one of able to get it from this. You will have to approach them directly. So I approached the HR department. Fortunately for people who have worked in that company, they had a separate wing, and they were able to send me an employment certificate or a history of employment certificate saying that such and such a person with such and such an ID worked in such and such a period with such and such a title. But the Manila office wanted all the three documents to be notarized by the US consulate. See, to get an email is it is not possible to get an email notarized because that itself is a digital document. So I decided to take the header of the email, which shows the authenticity of the email, and I took a printout of that to the consulate. And in spite of these two, that is the passport and the employment certificate, I was not having a third document issued by the US government. So I asked this person who was interviewing me whether an expired driver's license will work, which I had in Maryland. I was not too sure. I was retaining my expired driver's license. Even that, I was thinking this is anyway it is expired. Why I am keeping this? But anyway, I decided to keep it in a secondary storage. It was there, fortunately for me. That expired document proved to be the clinching evidence for me. So I took all these three things, the passport, the employment certificate, and the expired driver's license, and took an appointment at Chennai consulate for document certification or notarization. There will be a separate queue or the separate appointment slot. We need not wait for so long. I was able to get, and this Manila guy had given me, I think, about 4 weeks or so to submit all these papers, beyond which he told everything has to be repeated. Fortunately, I was able to get the consulate appointment in the separate category within close to the third week or so. So I went there. It requires cash payment of for these documents. There is a certain fees to be for notarization by the consulate, I guess, from the consulate.
Yeah.
But so we will have to take the cash in. I had taken nearly 25,000 rupees in cash, but fortunately for social security purpose, she told that the fees you need not give because you are a senior citizen. I was happy about that. Anyway, uh, she was uh, promptly notarized all the papers and gave it back to me
Got it.
the same day. And I couriered it to Manila, and I guess it reached a few days late, but they accepted it. The same day, I said, everything scanned and sent them that, see, I have sent it within the deadline. This is the digital format. You will get the papers on such and such a day.
Got it. So thanks a lot for sharing those very specific details. Sounds like I think 3 government issued ID are critical, for the verification.
Yes.
And fortunately, you have the expired driver's license. That is something that they can take it as a valid document. So
Yes.
by any chance, do you have a list of documents or any suggestions that you would give for people who might be in a similar boat down the road, right? Like, someone moving out of US right now, hey, watch out, have these records handy, or, keep this, so that I think it'll, because people might not be thinking like the way you explained, right? Why am I keeping my pay stubs? Why am I having a expired driver's license? But if there are anything, any suggestions that you would give based on your experience, hey, keep these documents as long as you can, because this could be helpful when applying for retirement benefits.
Unfortunately, I have not made. I mean, I have not kept the list because out of the list, I went through what I can get. See, basically, they need number one, government issued. Number two, with your photo and basically ID and the photo, preferably. So passport also has that. The driver license also has both. So out of the three, I think he needs two with photo ID.
Got it.
And third, fortunately, I was able to get this employment certificate. I had not come across, even though I had looked at Ramesh, so many things, I had not come across these guys asking for three government documents. In my case, I found out when I was applying for it.
Got it. Cool. And you have started receiving the retirement benefits like after you submitted the document. So like what happened after like they received it and then they approved it? Like how immediately
Yeah.
or how what's the time frame when you received them? Yeah.
Yes, just on the day, see, on a Monday, whatever, say, let us say next Monday, they had asked me to submit within 30 days after the interview was happened to be on Monday, let us assume. So only on Friday, I was able to get the consulate uh, slot, and I got the thing notarized on just 2 days. Within 2 days to send it to Manila was slightly tough, but I got those things notarized. What I did was I took a scanned copy of everything, whatever is notarized. I sent it them by email saying that, see, I have got it done. I'm couriering it today.
Yes.
I went to DHL original office, head office, who promised that by Monday it will reach, but it did not reach on Monday for whatever reason. It was held up for a couple of days in Philippines, and within few days after the deadline it reached. But I guess they accepted it, and within I think it took close to 2 to 3 months or so after that date. Uh, they one fine day after three. I mean, after that there was nothing was needed. That the 30 minutes of or whatever 30 minutes of interview time is where you will get all the things. The slot where you will have to, if you have to ask any questions, you have to ask. After that, it is tough to catch hold of that particular person. I tried to reach also for whatever reason I was not able to reach. So you better be prepared and make the best use of that slot or the interview that you have. He is willing to answer anything and everything you ask during that interview. After that, it is slightly tough. So it took about 3 months after that, and after 3 months, it start. They one fine day I had an email saying that your thing has been accepted, and you're eligible and you will be getting the benefits. Uh, there are certain dates for depending on your date of birth. They will credit the amount, and it was there certain specified date.
Got it. And then, so I think you kind of mentioned briefly, so they prorate it or something. So let's say
Yes,
so when you become, let's say you are eligible for the Social Security retirement benefits, like let's say on January 1st, 2025, and you got approved in October 2025. So they prorate
yes,
it all the way from January 1st to
yes.
October, and then every month they just continue with that.
Yes. Yeah. The first eight, three, whatever months, they will accumulate and give it on one shot, and afterwards they will go on giving it on a monthly basis.
Got it. And then, are you having these retirement benefits getting deposited into your US bank account? Is that right?
Correct.
Got it.
There is an alien tax, which once again I was not aware. Not aware. I think somewhere around 25% deduction they will do for non-US citizens. He told that I mentioned about the double tax treaty. He told that that's a very valid point, but this not, alien tax is something which you cannot
Avoid.
circumvent in any way. Yeah.
Got it. Um, that's fantastic. So the overall process, like once you started the application till you got the fund, so are we looking at 4 to 6 months? Is that a good time frame in terms of like, how long it took from the process to
I think about 6 months.
about
Yeah,
6 months?
nine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think 4 to 6 is
Got it. No, thanks a lot. Have you applied for anything else like a spousal benefits or anything like that, or it was just focused only on the retirement benefits in this
I,
process?
I mean, they will ask us a process, the children's age, wife, marriage, divorce, all these things. Uh, Spousal benefit, I think it is all by the details that you give, it is already covered, I guess.
Okay.
Spousal and minor children also, in the event of the death of the recipient, is eligible. I think that is covered implicitly, if I
Implicit.
am right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the difference is maybe that one benefit, but there is also like spousal benefit where the spouse can also get the retirement benefits, right? When that spouse is eligible based on their own contribution or on the spouse's contribution. That might be a different application process, but that's what I was maybe referring to.
Oh, I see. My wife did not work, so I don't think it was applicable for.
Okay, just I think an FYI, even though the spouse might have not contributed, but she could be eligible based on your contributions. I think it might be worth looking into. We can touch base
Oh,
offline about that.
oh,
So that I
definitely.
think we can talk more
Sure.
about.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's fantastic. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to bring up during this entire process of applying for the Social Security retirement benefits from India?
I think it is, we have covered most of the stuff. I am given to understanding that it is not taxable in India. Uh, I have mentioned it to the CA, but anyway, I thought, well, let the amount come, and afterwards, in the next financial year, I will make sure that it is not taxable here.
Yeah, as per the DTAA, that is what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Shivaswamy. Really appreciate you taking the time and walking through the process. I think this definitely helps a lot of people who are in this similar bucket or like this question, right? I know it is possible, but they don't know a real examples of someone who is getting these benefits and how to apply. What are the things that are required. So thanks a lot for walking through these details and explaining some of the interactions that you had with the Social Security office, the documents that were required, and so on. I think this would be a very valuable information for a lot of our audience. Thanks a lot again.
Absolutely, it is my pleasure.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, if you really hear from a person who has received it, definitely I understand it. Anybody will have the confidence. I mean, till now, I was also not too sure. I was thinking, let me try. If it comes, it's good. If it's not, let's see.
yes. Glad we were able to connect. I think while you're applying, I think that helped in terms of understanding someone who went through the process. So glad to know that we have a real example that that people can look after and that can give them the confidence.
Sure. I mean, it's a good thing that you are also doing your service. So many things you have put. It is definitely a nice effort. Thanks for your support and help in the past 6 months or so.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. So yeah, thanks again. Really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your journey with us today about the process.
Sure. Thank you very much, Avinash. Thank you.